Geeky Studio, we're ready to play. In a world full of wonders, fun can be found.
Once upon a time in a kingdom lived a beautiful girl named Snow White. She was gentle and kind. She lived with her loving mother, who cared for her deeply and taught her to see the good in every heart. Together, they shared a happy life, filled with laughter and love. But beyond the forest, in a towering castle, the kingdom was ruled by a queen, a woman of great beauty and even greater cruelty. Everyone feared the queen. She knew dark magic and cared only about one thing, being the fairest in the land. Every day she would turn to her enchanted mirror, and she would ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?" And each day the mirror would say, "Well, of course it's you, my queen." Seeing herself in the mirror, flawless and perfect, she would smile proudly, knowing no one could rival her beauty. But unknown to the queen, there lived someone who would soon become more beautiful than her. Day by day, Snow White's beauty grew, unaware that a dark fate was quietly unfolding. When the queen learned that Snow White had become the most beautiful maiden of the kingdom, her heart burned with jealousy and rage. The queen then hires a huntsman to go find and kill Snow White. The huntsman found Snow White. He raised his blade to strike, but Snow White, seeing him, ran. He chased her through the forest. Snow White ran with her heart pounding and tears in her eyes. But when the huntsman caught her, Snow White fell to her knees and pleaded with him not to kill her. The huntsman thought she was just a frightened girl, not his enemy. He decided to let her go, but warned her never to return to the kingdom as the queen would kill her. So with a heavy heart, Snow White walked away from her life, leaving her home and her dear mother forever. That night she wept beneath the stars, alone and afraid, with only the forest and the sky to hold her. But just as hope began to fade, she found a tiny cottage, quiet and warm. She stepped inside. Everything was small. Tiny chairs, tiny plates, and 7 little beds in a row. Tired and afraid, Snow White fell into a deep, peaceful sleep. That night, when the 7 dwarfs returned home, they were surprised to see a girl sleeping in their beds. When Snow White woke up, she told them her story, and as she spoke, their faces grew soft with sorrow. They told her she could stay with them. They would protect her. As days went by, she became a part of their family. Snow White began to smile again. She had forgotten about her previous life. She sang and danced with the animals. Her sorrows slowly faded, and she had started to enjoy this new life. But in the castle, the mirror told the queen, Snow White still lives, and she is the fairest of them all. Hearing this, the queen's face twists with rage. She understood that the huntsman has betrayed her, and she decides to kill Snow White herself. The queen pours poison into a basket of red apples. She watched them soak, their shine hiding the danger inside. The dwarfs, unaware of the nearing danger, left Snow White alone in the cottage and went to work. As soon as the dwarfs left, the queen appeared at the cottage, disguised as a gentle old woman, holding the basket of poisoned apples. When the old woman offered the apple, Snow White, innocent and unsuspecting, accepted it without hesitation. As soon as Snow White took a bite of the poisoned apple, she fell unconscious. Looking down on the fallen Snow White, the old woman now transformed into the evil queen. Laughing, she said, "At last, the fairest is gone." The dwarfs, seeing Snow White fallen, chased the queen. The queen smiled, her mission accomplished. But the dwarfs were close behind, angry, swift, and full of purpose. The queen, running from the dwarfs, ran onto an old and worn-out wooden bridge. But the bridge collapsed. The queen plunged into the ravine below, her cruel reign ending in silence. The queen was gone, but her curse remained. Snow White lay in a deep, magical sleep. The dwarfs were helpless, but deep down, they believed one day someone would come along to break the curse. Far away, even after all this time, Snow White's mother never stopped searching. She wandered the forest, calling her daughter's name. One day, the mother met the dwarfs on the forest path. When they heard her story, they knew she was searching for Snow White, and immediately they took her to their cottage. The mother, seeing her daughter, was overcome with sadness and cried out. She thought her daughter would never wake up. But when her mother kissed her, Snow White opened her eyes. The mother's unconditional love had broken the curse. The dwarfs cheered with joy, their faces bright with smiles. Snow White and her mother shared a quiet, grateful smile. As Snow White and her mother stood happy, they realized it was not magic or might, but it was love that had conquered the darkness.
If you like the video, please don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Visit our channel for more heartwarming tales. Bye bye.